Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises to our God, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai, Hashem, Akakodash. As the nation Hebrew, saying all praises to Yahweh in the name of Yahushai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Yahweh is the correct name for the God of the Bible, who the world ignorantly called Jehovah, our God. And his son's true name in the Hebrew is Yahushai, who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. I want to give the honors unto our elders and apostles of the great millstone. And shalom to all the brothers and all they pushing this word in sincerity and in truth, to all that believe in this gospel. Shalom. This lesson lies to me entirely, maybe strive for truth unto death. I mean, with death before the sun is came across this trailer here. I'm gonna play.
There is only one question that matters. Do you swear on your life that what you say is true?
My father told me my life will be blessed with good fortune. I'm married. I was a good wife. And then was judged and shamed by my country.
I say before all of you, I spoke the truth.
The most unspeakable charge has been brought against you.
Jacques Legris entered our home. He attacked me.
The accusation is false.
I am telling the truth.
The truth does not matter. There is only the power of men.
This should be settled quietly. I'm innocent! I request a duel to the death.
If you lose, your wife will suffer dire consequences.
One of us has lied. Let us let God decide.
You do not believe me.
I am risking my life for you.
You are risking my life so you can save your bride.
The penalty for bearing false witness is that you are to be burned alive.
I will not be silent.
Hey, and even though this trailer still moving and promoted, even though Isa might you call got it to they call it, promote feminism, woman power, whatever they call it. It's just the mindset that came off the movie, the trailer, which this precept here it says someday. Yeah. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach chapter 4 and verse 828 says, strive for truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. For basically the time is coming, when we basically for stand up, for the truth, right? This doctrine. And it means we'll go up against everything. Family will come against us. We're gonna be lied upon and them thing there. But we strive for truth unto death, having the mindset that guess what? Death before the sun. And before then give us the chip, or the dirty waters, we'd rather die. Because even hearing persons right now speaking, so the dirty waters not good for them. You must say, what me I go do? Me now can't travel, me now go have a job or whatever. So what about losing all those things for something it's right? Right, this is Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against evildoers, or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? And as we read that, another precept came to mind, Revelation 3 and 10. No, not this one. But that's a good one as well. Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, so-called white race, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. Faith will be put to the test if we really are going to endure. Because even in the trailer, a married woman, if she's married or betrothed, it's money make after she's supposed to scream out. And we are married unto the Most High, so we're supposed to scream out, right? This devil try to basically defile us with him chip on him dirty waters, right? So we won't be cast in the prison for test our faith, see if we're going to give in, to this wicked society. And he shall have tribulation 10 days, so no more time, we'll go through hell, for test our fidelity. So be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. So if you have the mindset, knowing, so guess what? Even unto death, the scripture said 144,000 men of the nation of Israel love not their life unto death. So if you always have the mindset, knowing, so guess what? If the key is the case with that, what may have to die for this witness, so be it. It's funny. I'm just go down. It says, he that had an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death, which is the nuclear destruction in his third world war. It says, and the angel of the church of Pergamos wrote, these things saith he which had the sharp sword with two edges. I know thy works, and where thou dwellest, even where Satan's seat is, and thou holdest fast my name, and hast not denied my faith, even in those days wherein Antipas was my faithful martyr, who was slain among you, where Satan dwelleth. So even Antipas, faithful martyr, right, well, basically he lost his life for this ministry. And that's what the devil going to go down, come down on us for, to test us. That's his job, not knowingly. I'm referring to the so-called white race, that is, basically test our fidelity, pose us with defiling ourselves, or holding our integrity, like Job, right? Like even here, when you go to the book of Daniel, chapter 3, even start at verse 1, it says, Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 60 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the pavilion of Dura, in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces, to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fire furnace. So basically them set up an idol, and anybody who don't worship this idol, will basically be put to death. Which there's a new idol coming on the scene right now, when we go to the book of Revelation 13, and we'll start at verse 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. The beast is basically a NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that the image of the beast should both speak, and the image is basically the system that's been implemented. You have the New World Order, we come with digital economy, we have digital currency, digital ID, the vaccine, right, and ultimately the mark of the beast, which is the chip. It's and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So anybody who will not convert to this system, this new way of life, will be killed. That's what it's coming down to. And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So you now can do no form of transaction if you don't have this chip, the mark of the beast. Because it will be the new means of transaction, the new money, the new currency, and that will basically be the new test. You see who won't sell out, who won't flock to this wicked society and give in to it, accept that mark, the mark of the devil, mark of the beast, right? Or who won't hold them integrity, and suffer the tribulation, right? And we have to have the mindset, so death before dishonor. You know it's wrong, so be it, no suffer then. You see, not give in to no wicked ass society. Right? I think of Psalms 1. Psalms 1 and 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doeth he meditate day and night. He shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. Back to Daniel chapter 3 now, verse 8. It says, Wherefore, at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews, the Israelites, right? Chaldeans today would be basically Edomites, right? The so-called white race. It says, they spake and said to the king, and the modern day Chaldean, should I say, they spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, has made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. So them go and accuse us. Oh, the lawyer say, anybody will not have the mark of the beast, if you do no form of transaction, it's supposed to get locked up and blah, blah, blah. Them money on a chip, them money on a vaccine, right? Use our belief or faith in the Most High against us, because even this precept here going to fulfill. We have to have the mindset, to know to get so even if it costs our life, so be it. It's precious in the sight of the Most High is the death of his saints. Die for something will make sense, and if you die for the truth, you're going to get back your life, Revelation chapter 20 verse 4, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads, or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. Back to Daniel 3 in verse 13, it said, Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this manner. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning fire furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king. But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. So we're supposed to have the mindset, so even if the case that we have to lose with life of righteousness, so be it. You know, right? Why give up your dignity, your honor, your integrity, you know, and for wickedness, yo? You know something is wrong, but just because of life on the line, oh no, me can't make my life, you know, me miss a woman, you know, so, no, you know, have integrity, yo, hold fast into that, right? This is Mark 8 verse 34, and when he had called the people um, unto him with his disciples also, he said unto them, whosoever will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. And denying yourself is known. So guess what? Even your life you may lose. And it start by even the daily things where the flesh lust after. You know, to count them lost, mortifying the members of this body. And that's taking up a cross daily. You know? It says, verse 35, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it, but whosoever shall lose his life for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save. Because guess what? Yahushua is going to give us back life. Yahweh Shem Yoshai. But if you seek to save a life, you give in to this wicked ass society. Alright, man, I'll take your chip. Alright, man, I'll take your vaccine. You know, you're gonna lose your life. Because what? You never hold to nothing. You know, you just give in to the wickedness. Where's your integrity? Where's your dignity? Where's your honor? Right? These are things where the world lack. You know, but we, you know, the hopeful leg, yo, we have to pray for these things back, yo. These characteristics. We're a noble people. Verse 36, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? You know, now people right now, yo, you know, is them bend over, you know, and them do some dirty deals, yo, for some bullshit, you know, whatever resources, you know, and them can't live with themselves. Afraid to look in the mirror, them dip on drugs, you know, rest on them conscience every day. So them try harm on our things, you have to get it off. You know, but it's good if you have a pure mind, it's good if you have a pure conscience, you know, right? So don't give in. You know, taking the dirty waters is wrong, you resist it. You know, unto death, so be it. If you have to lose a job, fuck it. If you have to lose your family wants step out left you, so be it. You know, who will never step out upon you? How about Shem Yoshai? If you have to lose your life, so be it. You know, it's just a test. See if you really are gonna hold out that far. And who to tell, maybe by the time they have shoot you or execute or whatever, the most I stop it, just like she dropped me, she couldn't Mendigo. We have persons who basically their lot was to glorify the Most High in death, like Eleazar, you know, and the seven holy children in the book of Maccabees, right? Read back verse 36. So for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? So it's a profit, you save your job. You know, you see how people accept you in society, but no one say, you did something that was wrong. And you try to justify it now, while the conscience are ripped you to pieces. It says, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Whosoever therefore shall be ashamed of me and of my words in this adulterous and sinful generation. That's what this generation is, yo. You know, adulterous and sinful generation, adultery. That's just it, adulterous generation. You know, we're all adulterous and growing in our adulterous world, you know, this shit just disgusting, you know, and sinful. People don't even know what is sin to be able to show your body be. It's engulfed with wickedness. The scripture said the whole world lies in wickedness. You know, now is the time to step out from it. It's of him also shall the Son of Man be ashamed when he cometh in the glory of his Father with the holy angels. So think about it. Yahushua is coming back. How will you feel? You take the mark of the beast. I know you have to face the wrath of the Lamb. You know, I resist the mark of the beast. You know, being suffered, people are persecuted, people hate you, maybe you get put to death. But the big boss forward, no. Yahushua will go and crush the beast, you know, and destroy the wicked, you know. And if you take the mark of the beast, you will get destroyed either way, you know. Let me just get two precepts. This is Revelation chapter 14 verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And just to even mention, right now, people, taking the dirty waters, we see them still have your quarantine, still have your wear mask, still have your social distance. What the hell? You actually go take that bullshit then. There's no profit, yo. There's no profit, right, giving in to the wicked, this devil demise, yo. You get fucked either way, so best if it's just the most side. Right, this is 2 Ezra 16 verse 67. Behold, Yahweh himself is the judge. Fear him. Leave off from your sins, and forget your iniquities, to meddle no more with them forever. So shall Yahweh lead you forth, and deliver you from all trouble, because trouble is coming. For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be adding derision and reproach, and trodden under foot. So if you accept this wicked ass thing, you consent, you will be adding derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. Because if you take dirty waters, the people are dead and suffer from all farm side effects. And if you take the chip, you will suffer that sore botch, that cancer will break out, and you will know you fucked up, that will live for your conscience, and then you will be destroyed. So I mean, either way I got dead, so choose one, but so it's a precept on to get out. Know exactly where it is, so maybe the old fashioned way. The thing is, people say, yo, you have to die, you have to die one way. So the question is, how do you wish to die? Do you wish to die with your integrity, or do you wish to die being defiled? Alright, so okay, let's give me a minute to get this precept. Alright, 7 and verse 18. Alright, 2 Ezra 7 verse 17. Then answered I and said, O Lord that bears rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but the ungodly shall perish. Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things, and hope for wide. For they that have done wickedly had suffered the straight things, and yet shall not see the wide. So think about it. If you're going to suffer either way, if you take the chip, take the dirty waters, you suffer, maybe get some slight benefits. And if you reject it, you suffer same way, but you suffer more basically. But you have a hope for salvation, you have a hope for your integrity, your dignity. Which would you rather? You also suffer either way, so but you suffer and hope for wide, Right, so back to 2 Ezra 16 verse 69. And they that consent unto them shall be adding derision and in reproach and trodden under foot. I will know the so-called white race. As soon as I make one deal with him, I'm always double cross. He's the devil, you expect. For they shall be in every place, and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. And they shall be like madmen, spare none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods, and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, they who resist, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I'll deliver you from the same. Be not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. Let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. So don't add any sin upon sin, we know it's wrong, so guess what? God's willing, I'm going to pray for the strength and to resist this wicked society, even if it causes our life. Last precept I want to get is James 5 and verse start 10. Take, my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering affliction and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. You know? And so it's best if you hope, in the Most High. Alright, I'm saying I read the last precept, but one more come. To the mind, to the spirit, that's just bring it out to us. It's just to comfort the elect, because I've been hearing this over and over and over. Yeah, me know say no good still, but if me not take him, I can travel, and me not gonna job, and fuck that shit. That's the mindset supposed to have, yo. It's wrong. I'm still gonna resist it, even it cost me my life. Many people say I'm mad. It says, alright, this is Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 and verse let's to the point. Let's read 16. It says, read 15. It said, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. They that fear the Lord will seek that which is well pleasing unto him, and they that love him shall be filled with the law. They that fear the Lord will prepare their hearts and humble their souls in his sight, saying, we will fall into the hands of the Lord, and not into the hands of men. For as his majesty his, so is his mercy. So it's better we fall into the hands of the Most High than into the hands of men. And it's like watching a good one, watching on trade. I don't even know what it is, remember what it is. Watching a movie, and there was basically a test, cheerleading. Say, you need to test you need to trust your teammates, and then basically say, I think close your eyes and fall back when them catch you. That's how we're supposed to close your eyes and fall back where, in the hands of the Most High, as he will catch us, as him say, "My hold us by our right hand." So the best your whole integrity, about this fucking wicked ass society, yo. We know it's wicked, we know it's evil, and we know it's wrong. So therefore, even if it costs us our life, so be it. Still don't give in. As there's a saying out here in Jamaica, death before the sun. And that's what I'm going to name this lesson. Hope it was edifying and comforting until like out there, giving our praises to our power, Yahweh, Shemel, Shaiba, Shemika, Kodash. The abundance unto our elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the full, like Shalom.